Integrity. It's a word we all know, but rarely stop to define. We think of it as honesty, ethics, doing the right thing. But integrity is more than moral correctness. It's alignment. The alignment between what you believe, what you say, and what you do. And when those three are aligned, something powerful happens. You experience this amazing phenomenon known as peace. Not comfort, not ease, but peace. Because when your actions match your values, you're no longer torn between two versions of yourself. And that kind of alignment creates something most people never find, that we know as freedom. I'm your host, Isaac, and today on the Standards of Excellence podcast, we're exploring integrity as the ultimate freedom. How living in alignment with your values frees you from guilt, confusion, and the endless weight of pretending. Let's start with a simple truth. When you live out of alignment, you feel it. It shows up as tension, stress, guilt, even self-doubt. Because deep down, you know when your actions don't match your words. Maybe you promise consistency, but keep breaking your own routine. Maybe you talk about loyalty, but gossip when it's convenient. And maybe you say health is a priority, but you continually neglect it. The comfort you feel isn't failure, it's feedback. Your integrity is trying to get your attention. Living without integrity traps you in internal conflict. You start to justify, explain, or rationalize. You say, I'll start tomorrow, but tomorrow is always one day away. The mind can't be at peace when the heart and the habits are at war. Here's how that looks in the real world. Imagine someone working a high-paying job that contradicts their values. Every morning, they feel that quiet resistance, the voice that says, this isn't who I am. They ignore it for a while, convincing themselves that the money justifies the compromise. But over time, the paycheck stops feeling like success. It actually starts feeling like a cage. That's what happens when you trade integrity for comfort. You might gain control in the short term, but you lose freedom in the long term. Now contrast that with someone who walks away, who chooses alignment over applause. At first, it's terrifying, but soon, something internally shifts. They begin to sleep better at night, they feel lighter during the days, and they regain peace in every moment. Because integrity might cost you comfort, but it always repays you with clarity. Integrity isn't built in the big moments, it's revealed in the small ones. It's not the public decisions that define you, it's the private ones that no one sees. When you choose to follow through on what you said you'd do, even when no one's watching, that is integrity. When you admit fault instead of shifting blame, that is integrity. When you keep promises to yourself with the same seriousness you keep to others, that is integrity. Those moments may seem small, but they stack. They keep and create an unshakable foundation of self-trust. And self-trust is freedom. Because when you trust yourself, you stop performing for everyone else. You stop worrying about perception because your peace becomes from within. Let's be honest, integrity, it has a cost. Sometimes it costs you relationships, promotions, even comfort. But the cost of compromise is far higher. Compromise costs you authenticity, self-respect. It costs you the ability to look in the mirror without flinching. Every time you act out of alignment, you erode your confidence, because confidence is the natural byproduct of integrity. When you know you're doing the right thing, you walk a little bit differently. You speak differently. There's no guilt to hide, no secret that you're trying to defend. That's why integrity is the ultimate freedom, because it eliminates the need for approval. You no longer have to remember which version of yourself that you were pretending to be. Think about an athlete who refuses to cheat, even if everyone else is doing it. They might lose a match, a record, or a title, but they keep something far greater, their name. Or the leader who tells the truth to their team instead of covering up mistakes. The moment of honesty may sting at first, but it builds long-term trust. That is the currency of real, true leadership. Even in everyday life, being transparent with a friend, owning up to a failure, or keeping your word when it's inconvenient, those are acts of freedom. Because freedom isn't the ability to do what you want, It's the ability to look at yourself and know that you're doing what's right. So how do you build integrity as a daily practice, not just an ideal? Here's a system that you can start using today. Number 1, define your core values. You can't live in alignment if you don't know what you stand for. Choose 3 to 5 values that matter most. Maybe it's honesty, growth, respect, excellence, and let them guide your decisions. Part 2 is audit your actions. At the end of each day, ask yourself, did I live according to my values today? If not, adjust it for tomorrow. No guilt, just awareness. Part 3, keep small promises to yourself. Integrity begins internally. If you tell yourself you'll wake up early, read, or call someone, do it! You're training your mind to believe your own word. Part 4, be transparent when you fall short. No one gets this perfectly, but integrity means owning your errors instead of hiding them. When you admit truth quickly, shame doesn't have a place to grow. Part 5, let your standards speak louder than your words. When your actions consistently match your principles, you won't need to convince anyone of anything. Your life will do the speaking for you. Integrity simplifies life. It stops managing contradictions. It stops explaining yourself to everyone else. You get to stop hiding. When what you believe, say, and do all align with one another, life becomes quieter, clearer, and lighter. That's not pressure, that's peace. You can't fake peace. You can only earn it through honesty, discipline, and consistency. So today, let your actions and values walk in step. Because when you live in truth, you live without fear. Thanks for listening to the Standards of Excellence podcast. If today's message resonated with you, share it with someone who's learning to live with more alignment and less apology. Until next time, pursue excellence, prioritize integrity, and make today matter.